Hello, my name is Elsa, and welcome to my podcast, WTF, Where's the Food? In today's episode, we're going to be talking about food advertising, corruption in food politics, and more. This encompasses a lot of topics, such as food advertising for children, the public school system's unhealthy lunches, food lobbying, and more. So let's get started by talking about food advertising. Food advertising is deceitful for many reasons. It makes products look healthier than they actually are. It's successful being widespread, it targets certain demographics in tactful ways, and it's often unethical when it's targeted at children. And it's actually incredible to consider how much of this advertising we still remember today. So I decided to ask some of my friends what slogans and mascots they remember and quiz how much food advertising they really knew. Hello, I'm here with Madeline and Jill, and we are going to take the cereal slogan test. Okay, silly rabbit, blinker for kids, tricks. Okay. Yeah. They're great.
Frosted Flakes. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Breakfast of Champions.
I think that's right.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Oh. And smiles all around.
Oh no, I don't know.
You got this one earlier.
Yeah,
Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Rice Krispies.
It's Rice Krispies. That's correct. And then I'm cuckoo for blank.
Cocoa Puffs.
You got a lot of them, but damn, some of those I really didn't know. So as you can see from the cereal quiz, my friends and I recognized a majority of the slogans and almost every mascot later on. It should be noted that my friends and I are 21 years old, so this means that for most of us, we haven't watched children's TV since we were in middle school, and that's getting to about 10 years ago.
We found treasure! I can't believe it. It's true.
One might note from this advertisement that there are a lot of similarities between children's advertisements and children's TV shows. There are a lot of laws that have been trying to regulate how many advertisements and what kind of advertisements can be on children's television. However, a lot of them have failed. The cereal industry is very powerful. What did you eat in the morning growing up? You're 11 years old, you roll out of bed, and you need to make the bus at 7 or 8 in the morning. So your parents probably just threw some cereal on the counter. Cereal is extremely convenient, but it's very low nutrition, it's high sugar, and it's responsible for a lot of diabetic increase in the last couple of years among children, and a lot of obesity. One might ask, if children are so negatively affected by commercials, why not just take the TV away from the kids? Well, guess what? There's another way in which children are literally spoon-fed these advertisements in an environment that they cannot avoid. School. Many public schools, which are underfunded, have food corporations that sponsor school equipment, vending machines, scoreboards, and even athletic clothing. Just the other day, I noticed that my Roger Williams University sweatshirt actually says Coca-Cola on it, if you look carefully on the sleeves. So even private colleges need corporations' funding in order to fund certain things. And in exchange, what do? They put lots of their product in their cafeteria. So what were some attempted solutions and why did they fail? So Michelle Obama's plan as First Lady was to create a better food system in public school cafeterias. The title Let's Move was originally titled as a way to mobilize against the food corporations, but over time it evolved into an exercise campaign. So unfortunately, there was a lot of compromise that negatively made a negative impact on what could have been changed. So one example is that the vegetable requirements were upped during Michelle Obama's movement. However, while this was somewhat of a success, one loophole to this was that pizza was then considered a vegetable. Why? Because there's tomato sauce on it. Food industries argued and negotiated that this could be counted as a vegetable. Okay, so tell me about your school lunches and how do you react to this? Like pizza being a vegetable?
Oh, America.
Oh, America.
Oh, America. You know, I remember I watched a video one time, I think it was on YouTube, and it was
Mhm.
like school lunches around the world, and America's just looks so awful in comparison to the rest of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I think there's like a BuzzFeed video or something where they like
Yeah.
cut it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I really liked the stuffed crust pizza they had at my high school, but everything else was pretty bad.
Yeah.
If pizza were considered to be a vegetable, I would be so healthy.
The thing
would
I don't get
basically
about
eat
it.
vegetables every day.
Yeah. The thing I don't get about it though is like, how is pizza less expensive for them than like getting a bunch of carrots or lettuce or something?
I don't know.
Like, how is that
I mean, I guess 'cause
less
it's
expensive?
frozen.
Because
and,
it's
like,
frozen?
Already processed. I
And
don't
like,
know.
you can get like frozen frozen stuff or canned stuff. It
Yeah,
lasts
maybe
a
it requires
while.
more work though, because they
Yeah.
have to like de-thaw the lettuce, and whereas with the pizza you kind of just throw it right into the oven.
Right, yeah. I don't know, it just feels evil. So there were a lot of areas in which the food industry really nagged the Obama administration. And they made it nearly impossible. So how could food companies have so much power? The answer is quite simple. Lobbying. Food companies hire lobbyists to represent their interests when negotiating with the House of Representatives and the Senate about food regulations. Lobbying is an integral part of American politics. Lobbying has its benefits, but it also often compromises the health of the public as we prioritize industries so often. Many politicians become lobbyists, and many lobbyists become politicians. The revolving door relationship is highly problematic when it comes to making decisions about public health. So what can we do? Write to your representatives and call their office. Allocate more money to public schools so that they can afford healthy lunches. As the second wealthiest country in the world, it's reasonable that all students can have free lunch every day and we can wipe the lunch debt from poorer students. The FDA should pass nutrition guidelines and company regulations in place of the Congress and Senate. Make a donation to combat obesity and diabetes. And lastly, join a local community garden or a co-op to protest the food industry. I'm Elsa, and this has been WTF, Where's the Food? Thank you for listening.